The good, the bad, and the odd. What a lovely day.
Welcome to this episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Odd with your hosts, Mark and Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hello.
Right, we're doing a film series for this recording. It's about a killer virus that starts to attempt to wipe out humanity, so it's not anything like real life or anything like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it slowly changes the ecosystem. Don't forget that.
Yeah, there is that. It is Resident Evil. We are talking about the 6 core Resident Evil films. There is a 7th, which is like a CG one, which isn't part of
No,
the
there's a
few
series. CG.
Oh, is there?
animated
Okay. But we're talking about the main films, all of which star Mila. I can never say it. Mila Jovovich. Is that right?
Yeah.
Jovovich.
I always just said Jovovich.
Jovovich. Okay.
Yeah.
So this started. This was a 15-year run. This started in 2002 with Resident Evil, directed by Paul W.S. Anderson. Do you like the films of Paul W.S. Anderson? Do you know any? I mean, Mortal Kombat.
I don't really know. Yeah, I enjoy Mortal Kombat in spite of it being a bad film. Same with Alien vs Predator.
Yeah,
it's full on like popcorn film.
yeah. I don't consider them bad.
I've also seen the Three Musketeers. I thought it was okay. It was more of a Assassin's Creed film.
Yeah, okay. I wouldn't mind seeing that, but no, he's got some solid films under his belt. Mortal Kombat, okay, but Event Horizon and Soldier are very good films, and I quite like his version of Death Race actually, and Alien vs Predator. So, it's not bad. It's not bad.
He's also, well, I guess, in the process of making a Monster Hunter film. And Monster Hunter's a really good game series, so that's going to be interesting.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I quite like his Death Race. He was involved in all 3 of the Death Race. No, actually, there's 4. I've seen 3 of the. I've seen the first 3. I haven't seen the 4th, and I quite like them. Well, first one was Jason Statham. The others were, or maybe the first 2 were Jason Statham. And the other was another guy, Luke Goss. Luke Goss, is it? Matt Goss, one of them. Yeah, it was all right. Anyway, let's get back to Resident Evil. So the rights were acquired back in 1997, but it took them 5 years to get it to the screen. And I think you said to me at the time we were talking about it, Giorgio Romero was actually touted to direct.
Yeah, how do you pass over the father of zombie films?
Yeah, his script writing's a bit weak in places back then, and and got worse. In fact, so I can maybe his script was just too intelligent, if you know what I mean, or a bit slow or ponderous. They wanted something. In fact, there's a quote here: Romero's script wasn't good, so Romero was fired. Okay, so Paul W.S. Anderson was then hired, so it wasn't his baby. He came on, but it's become his baby now. That's for sure. So he wrote a script in 2000 and then brought on as the director/writer. And it was specifically, they tried to not particularly bring in tie-ins. I understand. Now, I don't know much about the game. You're more of a gamer than me. What's your view? Did it replicate the feeling of the game?
The first one was okay. There's a lot of allusions to the game and the sort of, in terms of it scaling, if it makes sense.
Yeah.
From standard zombies to your more weirder stuff. The first one made sense. The second one's where it kind of all just lost it a bit.
Yeah. So the first one, Alice isn't a character in. Alice Mila Jovovich's character was not a thing from the games, right?
No, she was fully made up for the film.
Okay.
And I was kind of okay with it because that film was it was completely separate. It had sort of, not even illusions. It took place in a big mansion that was empty and there was zombies around.
Okay, so this, would you say this is a kind of sidequel to the game?
No, it's fully its own thing.
Some of the creatures in it are from the game.
Yeah, the creatures in it are from the game, but there's no apocalypse. There's no mass extinction of the humans.
Oh, okay.
And there's no AIs.
So the Red Queen AI is entirely for the film.
Yeah, and the White Queen.
Well, it felt very game. I was quite surprised. I assumed it was all part of the game. So there you go. Okay. Okay, so they basically, this virus is the T virus, which causes weird mutations. Gets out. Well, we find out it was deliberately got out, right?
Yeah.
Into this bigger research facility called the Hive, and it gets locked down. And isn't the AI trying to stop it getting out? So it's killing everything in it,
Yeah.
kind of thing. But these Marines, or these soldiers,
Which is, I quite like that approach, the like HAL 9000 approach.
yeah,
It's like, well, it can't get out, but I can't really hurt anyone, so I'll just shut the doors and let it sort itself out. So
yeah. So all the humans become weird zombies, or even worse. There's
Yeah.
dogs in it; they become zombie dogs, which is very,
which is
Resident
like a trope in the games. You always come across some sort of weird zombified Doberman, and it's always a Doberman. So,
Yeah, and there's these liquor things, these things that can crawl
Yeah.
out walls and look at a long
they got
tongue.
introduced in the second one, from what I gather. So
Okay.
I never played the original, so I'm currently working on the remakes.
Yeah, so we got Mila Jovovich, we got Michelle Rodriguez, and we got Colin Salmon, among others, and James Purfoy, I think, if I remember rightly. So they're all in there, and it's basically going through levels, not of a game, but of this hive place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, some of the CG
It is
was
also
a
a
bit
thing
ropey.
that eventually you end up in an Umbrella facility. Because they're just everywhere. There's a funny bit in the, I think the fifth one, where they're wandering through an underground tomb, and a character literally walks up to a wall, wipes it down, and there's an Umbrella logo. And it's like, oh, we're in a facility.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, what do you think of the first one then?
I quite enjoyed it. Because, like I said, it had that natural scale of, like, zombie to zombie dog to the liquor. And the liquor eventually, like, bulked up into a bigger monster.
Yeah.
So, and there were some allusions to the games, like the whole ending takes place on a train, which is Resident Evil 2.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like a fun, kind of goofy action film.
Yeah.
And then it kind of goes off the rails for the second one. So
I didn't mind the second one. Well, the first one I kind of liked. There was some chunky CG. There was that cool bit in the corridor where
the
Colin
laser
Salmon,
like net.
yeah, has to keep ducking lasers until a big net comes towards him and then he can't duck it anymore, and it just chops him into sections, right? So, yeah, there is that. Yeah, and it's got the, early 2000s CG issues with that kind of thing. But overall, I quite like this one. I thought it was all right. Yes, I've seen this film several times and I quite like it. I didn't quite enjoy it as much this time as I have in the past, but I thought it was okay. I kind of give it a 3 out of 5. What would you give it?
Yeah, that sounds about fair. It's just like an okay film. It's like,
Yeah.
that's about all I can describe it as. It's like, that's it. So
Yeah. Okay, let's go on to the second one. The second one was made 2 years later, or came out 2 years later. Resident Evil Apocalypse. Now, one of the characters in the first one, James Purfoy, was taken away for the Nemesis program, wasn't he?
yeah.
So he reappears again in Apocalypse as a Nemesis beast or whatever they're called. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Now, this one, he didn't direct. Anderson didn't direct because he was working on Alien vs. Predator. Director called Alexander Witt took over. So what do you think of this one?
This is where it started to go off the rails, because the first one, it kept it kind of grounded. Like, yeah, there were zombies and, like, zombie monsters, but it wasn't like people jump through a church on a motorbike, dual-wielding guns and pot-shotting these liquor monsters as they scuttle around on the ceiling.
Yeah, I like all that, though. I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one, Alice, well, we get a new character who I think is from the game's called Jill Valentine, don't we?
Yes, Jill Valentine is arguably one of the main characters of the games.
Now,
It's her,
she's like
Chris
a
Redfield,
SWAT
and Leon
team
Kennedy.
person, isn't she?
Yeah, it's a team called STARS. It's Special Tactics and Rescue Service.
Okay.
And the plot of the first game is STARS get a call out from a manor in the middle of nowhere,
Yeah,
and when they get there, they get attacked by zombie dogs on the way in.
yeah,
So they just run into the manor, and it's abandoned.
yeah,
And they start wandering around, and it spirals out from there.
yeah.
This one it skips all the way to the third game, to be honest.
Okay.
So
You didn't think I quite like this one. It was okay.
Yeah.
I think I liked it about the same as the first one. I like the Nemesis thing. Did you not like it? I think it was.
No,
alright.
I was quite okay with it. It's just slightly confusing because in the games there's been like this thing of the final bosses of the first and second games.
Yeah.
Depending on the route you played in the second game, was a thing called a tyrant.
Yeah.
They were these weird eugenics program that Umbrella was running, where they basically built like super people, and they had like big clawed hands and all sorts of weird stuff.
Yeah.
And like they were just, the idea was they were just big and strong and fast, and
Yeah.
they'd fight you. Nemesis was an evolution of that, where they put this parasite in his head that let him shoot tentacles. So he could,
Yeah.
it's like his iconic thing is he grabs people by the head, lifts them up, and like spikes a tentacle through their head.
Okay.
It's really brutal.
Yes.
He doesn't really do that in this film.
No, he's
He's
more
just sort
like
of, he's more like just the base tyrant.
It's more like a cyborg monster who's had gun attachments grafted
Yeah.
onto him, a bit Borgy kind of thing. It's
Yeah.
kind of weird. Now, what's happened is this is kind of a direct sequel in a way to the first one, in that it's in Raccoon City where Alice got out in the first one and she found carnage. You know.
Yeah, where it has a really good ending where she just walks out and everyone is gone.
Everyone's
There's
gone.
just like an abandoned street.
And doesn't
She
it like
just like
pan
grabs
back
a shotgun.
into space to show
Yeah.
how far the carnage has gone? But these guys have gone in, and while they're there, they kind of find out Umbrella are attending, planning or setting up to nuke the city to get rid of the T-virus.
Yeah.
So there's a kind of race against time. There's all this. And also we find Alice, right at the end, Alice has got these weird superpowers, it appears.
Yeah.
And there's even a mention of Program Alice activated. So she's somehow engineered by
Yeah.
Umbrella. That's how it's set up, right?
Yeah. And there's this weird bit where like you see the Umbrella logo on her eye. So
It's kind of, there's a sort of, okay, something else is going on. Yeah, this was all right. Not bad.
yeah, it was okay. I was more kind of frustrating to see the characters from Resident Evil, the actual characters, just getting completely overshadowed by this like made up character that, especially since they were Paul W.S. Anderson and Mila Jovovich were, I think they were married at this point, or they were going out. They are married. No, I think they at this point were they married? I wasn't sure.
I think so, but I'm not.
But yeah, you get my point. It seems kind of iffy that he wrote his, maybe at the time, girlfriend to be this superhero character in a kind of fairly grounded point in the series.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I thought this was all right. There was some actual horror bits in this too that were quite good, like getting trapped with,
with the lickers in the church, yeah. Especially that bit where they come across the priest who's like kept his zombified sister, and is like feeding her people.
Yeah, that's
and they don't even address it. They just sort of walk in and it's like, "Oh, you've been feeding your sister," bam, and just run off.
Okay, so that one was all right. I'd put it on about the same level as the first. Now the next one was Resident Evil Extinction, from 2007. I like this one quite a lot. I think this might be my favourite of the series. It's got a Mad Max vibe, right?
Yeah.
And in it, we get another character from the video game, Claire Redfield, played by Ali Larter, and various other people. Isn't there? There's a character called LJ, for example.
Yeah.
Basically, Alice is out on her own, just riding around on a motorbike in this Mad Max kind of world. But this other crew have got this convoy, which again looks very Mad Max 2, doesn't it? And they end up kind of going
the war rig.
Oh, okay, yeah, it looks a lot like the war rig, and the bus full of petrol too. They head towards Las Vegas, and there is a goofy bit with CG crows, isn't there?
I thought that was kind of cool and brutal.
Yeah, because Alice used the psycho powers to.
Yeah, they got attacked by crows. The crows took out like a a flamethrower turret guy,
Yeah.
and the turret got pointed at Alice, and she used her psychic powers to like shield herself,
Yes.
and then push all the flames upwards and burn all the crows.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah. It was all right. Yeah, I like the fact they got to Vegas, and Vegas was all covered in sand. The Earth had moved on, which is kind of telling. Given we're in this weird state with Corona, where most of us are off the streets, and nature seems to be starting to impinge already. It's kind of interesting in a quite sweet way at the minute. Anyway, so that was kind of interest. And in this one, they do one of them turns into a tyrant, doesn't he? If I remember rightly.
That's something that really bugged me. They had Nemesis, a character who is famous for shooting tentacles through people.
Yeah.
And is made from a tyrant.
Yeah.
And then they introduced the tyrant, and he can shoot tentacles through people. And I'm just sat here thinking, like, why?
Yeah.
What happened? What's going on? So.
Yeah. There's also this subplot. They're trying to get to a promised place, which they call Arcadia.
Yeah.
Which is in Alaska, which reminded me again of Mad Max and anything where people were, and a bit of The Stand, where they're heading towards Colorado, the Rockies, to sort of as a safe place. So yeah, there was all that. There's also this weird scene that's kind of quite cool where Alice finds her clones of herself dead. Set many clones of herself just dead.
Yeah.
Being used as practice, or they're trying to get somewhere with it to do something. It's actually, the film starts with us seeing Alice. It looks like the beginning of the first film. In fact, I think I checked the play.
Yeah, there was like a weird moment where it's like, we're just watching the start of the first film.
Yeah.
And then it like skipped a couple of scenes, and we were just stood there like, oh, it's doing a thing.
Yeah. So it was just, so that reminded me a bit of where Ripley finds clones of herself in Alien Resurrection and things like that. It was kind of quite a telling scene. I like this one a lot, actually. What else happened? I'm trying to remember what else. A lot of people die along the way. There is all that. Alice is still out there, isn't she? And has she found clones that are active of herself?
She found an army of clones
of herself.
She activated them.
Yeah.
So there was an army of Alice's all running around.
Yes. So, like I say, this was Resident Evil Extinction, directed by Russell Mulcahy, much loved by us because he made Highlander. So solid. I like this one. I give it 3.5 out of 5, actually. So this is my favourite of the ones we watched. What would you? Actually, we'll talk about that then.
Yeah.
Right. Next was Resident Evil Afterlife, 2010. So I'm trying to figure out who directed this. Oh, Paul W.S. Anderson came back for this one to direct it, and it used some of the technology that was used that was developed for the film Avatar 2. So Afterlife. So we see Alice or her clones trying to infiltrate a base, don't we? If I remember.
Yeah, a base being run by William Wesker, who was like a sub character in in Extinction.
Yeah.
And she basically said, "You're the one behind this, so I'm going to come and kill you." And he kind of just kills all the clones in one hit.
Yeah.
By nuking his entire base.
Yeah, he gets out that way. But then he also injects her with some sort of thing that removes her magic powers. Telekinetic powers. They're in a helicopter, it crashes, and then she kind of crawls out the rubble. And I think that scene ends, and then No, she just goes on. She's searching for survivors, isn't she? She starts heading to Alaska, towards Arcadia.
Yeah.
And she comes across Claire, but who's not acting normal, isn't she?
No, she's like gone feral.
Yeah.
Her
memory's been wiped or something. But doesn't she also have a device that's controlling her, which Alice pulls off?
Yeah, she has like this spider thing wedged in her chest.
Yeah.
And Alice just sort of yanks it out of her. And sort of.
Yeah. Then for
Wow.
some reason they go to Los Angeles and they find a prison and they meet Claire's brother and a famous actor, or was it a sportsman called Luther West,
Yeah,
who's holed up in this prison, which is very Walking Dead, very Walking Dead.
yeah,
But it kind of makes sense. But what they then find out, Arcadia is not a place; it's a tanker, that's just at sea, right?
yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a whole thing where Alice goes to Alaska and can't find Arcadia, or it's a trap or something, isn't there?
Yeah. Well,
So-
she goes there, and the signal that she was following is just gone,
Yeah,
and she just finds the rabid Claire there, so she just sort of picks her up and brings her along.
yeah.
So,
So while all this, there's like Umbrella staff kind of attack them, right? If I remember rightly.
Yeah.
Claire's memory starts coming back, so she
Yeah.
remembers who she is. And they find it. Don't they find the tanker wasn't a place of hope at all? It was just they were trying to lure people there to
yeah,
do
it
experiments
was
on them.
Umbrella luring people so they can continue doing experiments on there, despite the fact that there is like no one left alive to buy the experiments that they're
yeah.
doing.
So then they encounter Wesker, who has given himself some sort of T-virus thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They switched. They for some reason switched. Okay, so there was a bit of a lurch in the series where, for Resident Evil 4 and 5, they used a different type of like zombie virus almost,
Okay.
but that made them because Resident Evil 4 was they were kind of doing a Shadow over Innsmouth thing.
Yeah.
Where they were like creepy villagers that were all like bug-eyed and a bit weird and like they just don't react like normal people to anything.
Yeah.
And they were all infected with a parasite called Las Plagas.
Yeah.
Now what happened was whenever you blow their heads off in the game, the Plagas parasite would stick its like head out and start like attacking you, or it would come out of their mouths
Yeah.
and start like grabbing at you. They do that, but they don't call it the Las Plagas. They're just like, oh, this is I guess the T-virus is still doing stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then in the next film, they do call it Las Plagas. So,
yeah. It's back to the film though. It's like, so this tanker, which was an experiment facility, Alice then destroys everyone on it or takes it over and says, now it is a place of hope. But just as they do that, there's a massive sort of helicopter army of the Umbrella Corporation, headed by Jill Valentine, who's turned blonde in this and is wearing basically a cat suit with a big cleavage for some reason.
And you can see another spider on her chest.
There's a spider on her chest, so she's been like controlled by Umbrella. I didn't recognise her until you said it was her. I didn't realise it was her.
I knew because I saw her in the credits. It's like Jill Valentine wasn't in this film. There's going to be a post-credit scene. It's going to be.
Yeah. And anyway, the film ends with that fleet coming towards the tanker. So I was wondering if they made these back to back, but they didn't because there's 2 year gap. Okay, so I thought this one was fairly weak, actually. What do you think?
It wasn't great because a lot of characters just sort of did stuff.
Yeah.
Like they, for no explained reason, there's a guy that just steals a plane and like flies away, even though literally they're talking about how it wouldn't work. So he just steals a plane that they thought didn't work. And
shit heel in the gang, right? It just left them all to it so he could get away. But there was kind of some fun stuff. It reminded me of Dawn of the Dead. I mean, Dawn of the Dead was a way better film. The remake, I mean. But it reminded me bits of Dawn of the Dead, actually. Yeah. Okay. So the next film, made 2 years after, set straight away though, because it starts with the gunship battle. In fact, it starts with a weird reverse film thing where we see Mila Jovovich kind of floating upwards through the sea, and slowly you work out it's going backwards, and she's actually been thrown into the sea during a battle, right?
Yeah.
So okay. So this was Retribution 2012. They were intended to film the 5th and 6th chapters at the same time, but they decided not to in the end. So they just filmed this 5th one. Michelle Rodriguez. This was bonkers because people kept turning up who was in the original film, but they were clones or something. Colin Salmon appears, and Michelle Rodriguez in a few different character roles.
There was a weird reasoning for it. It was basically like an AI has took over Umbrella. Wesker wasn't behind it at all. There was just an AI that was running Umbrella.
Yeah.
And now it's just started doing experiments, looping them constantly, printing out clones one after the other.
Work out the scenarios or something. Yeah. So weird.
And it had like a Russia one. It had like a... Oh, what was it? There was like a suburban one that kind of reminded me of Dawn of the Dead. The Zack Snyder one.
Yeah. There's all these scenarios. It reminded me a bit of Jason X's Holodeck. It was kind of stuff like that. Now, actually, you know what? This film was a film of two halves for me because, like, the first half of it was like, what is going on here? And I didn't enjoy it because I didn't understand what was going on. But once it all clicked into place, I actually enjoyed the second half quite a bit, actually. I like the character Ada Wong. She's from the game, right?
Yeah, she is in the game.
And I think there was a few other characters in the game, but I just don't know.
Yeah, Leon Kennedy and Barry, I can't remember his last name because they only ever refer to him as Barry. So
okay. So in this one, after the battle, Alice wakes up being interrogated by Valentine, but Ada Wong...
It's kind of in a cool, creepy way. She just like locks her in this big tube, and it's just like, who do you work for? And whenever she'd like ask, like, what's going on? What's happening? She just blasts her with loud noises. Yeah. And then, like, every so often she just does it anyway. And it's really kind of unsettling. So
yeah, and it's quite stylish. But like I say, the first half, I don't know what's going on, but then it kind of starts to make sense. You know, why are these characters we saw in the first one suddenly appearing here? What's going on? I don't get it. They're different people as well. They look like, you know, and stuff like that. It turns out this is convoluted. Wesker's is basically assisting Alice to escape because he needs her to help beat the AI. Is that right?
Yeah, that was the reasoning, because the AI is now somehow in control of all the zombies. So...
And Alice also acquires a daughter along the way who thinks one of her clones is her mother or something.
Yeah. I guess the daughter is probably just another clone of her that's just young.
Oh, okay.
So
Wesker, I mean, you know, we get Valentine is the bad henchwoman in this, and you know, there's some fighting, but actually at one point Alice rips off the control device, doesn't she, from Valentine?
Yeah.
So Valentine's back to normal.
Yeah. So it's kind of weird because at the same time, Michelle Rodriguez is an evil Michelle Rodriguez is like fighting Leon Kennedy, who's one of the video game characters, and I think she throws down with Ada Wong as well.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of fights, which is why I liked it. The second half felt, because I understood the characters at that point, and so you're more invested, right? So when it's just people fighting, you don't know. It's like, okay. But Wesker also injects Alice with the virus again so she becomes superhuman.
There's that weird bit where there's a really cool looking bit where they shoot the ice under Michelle Rodriguez and she falls through, and there's like a swarm of zombies swimming up towards her.
Oh yeah, that was very cool.
They like ball around her like piranhas,
pulling
really
her in.
Cool.
Yeah,
really cool.
Because she becomes like superhuman, doesn't she?
Yeah, she injects herself with a plaga.
So, but the only way to beat her is to crack the ice, and she falls through, and then the zombies drag her down. Yeah. So, and Alice gets injected, so she becomes superhuman again, and then it becomes all very... I mean, there is this plot about Alice being something special in this universe, and like, there's always... Then it becomes Alice is the only one who got injected with the virus who didn't turn into a monster. What's special about Alice? That is the kind of plot, right? Anyway, she gets injected again by Wesker, and it looks like it's shaping up to a massive battle which they're saying they're trying to save all the last few thousand remaining humans, few thousands, and then it
And
finishes.
it's this big epic zoom out where you see like hordes of zombies and these new flying things, and then it's like this big epic ending, and they close out, and it's like and you see the next part's called the final chapter.
Yeah, it felt very much like, the Two Towers kind of thing, right? Like hordes, under siege by hordes of whatever they are. Okay, so that one. Yeah, it was all right. I like I say, I like the second half more than the first. What about you? What do you think?
Yeah, that about sums it up. The second half was enjoyable. The first was kind of just confusing. So
yeah. Okay, so this leads to the last one, Resident Evil: The Final Chapter, and they've stayed good to their word. I mean, this came out.
Yeah, it is the final chapter.
2017,
So far.
and it is the final one in the series. I should have mentioned there's a character, I can't remember his name, but evil Dr. Ian Glenn in an earlier film who was kind of responsible for stuff, and he turns up. This film is utterly bonkers.
Yeah.
This is properly mad, but kind of, because they went so mad, it makes it fun. And there's some interesting ideas. It's a hot mess, for sure.
Yeah, it's just a complete mess, because the big epic battle that they showed at the end, happens off screen, is never even, like, addressed. None of the characters from it come back, so...
Yeah, it's just Alice survives, right?
Yeah.
You see her climb out of the rubble or something.
Yeah.
And again, it's riffing on the original. She has to go back to the first hive to figure out what's going on. Dr. Isaacs is the name of Ian Glenn's character. He's like an evil doctor who's deliberately leading a horde of zombies to this place with these big battle trucks. At one point, it's very nasty. He's basically running Alice in chains behind the battle truck, as almost like zombie bait, which must be pretty horrible. So there's that. And the now this time the Red Queen has contacted Alice, and she wants Alice to shut her down because her programming makes her evil. But the Red Queen, or something like that. The Red Queen wants herself shut down.
She has to obey the Umbrella commands, which is like Albert Wesker and Ian Glenn. Dr. Isaacs rather.
Yeah, she has to do what she's told by them, but she can undermine them by playing Alice against them.
Because there's another character called Alicia that they introduce, who's the daughter of one of the founders of Umbrella.
Yeah,
and she has an equal controlling stake to Dr. Isaacs.
Yeah, and
so they can sort of cancel each other out.
Yeah, and we find out Alice is a clone of this woman when she was a girl, and the girl was ill, and that drove her father to create the T-virus to help her, and it's all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So, and we also find out there's another Ian Glenn, Dr. Isaacs, in the bottom of the hive. So the one that's running around outside is actually a clone and doesn't know it, and he has also the one running around outside's got this weird religious mania too, hasn't he? As well, like a person.
He starts stirring up people into. He's like talking about Alice as she's a heretic, and it's all sorts of weird.
Religious. So all this chaos happens, and like the two Dr. Isaacs meet off, have a face off, and oh man, it's just crazy. It's crazy, but they basically release an antivirus, don't they, and save the world, basically. But then, so we think it's all over. Alice, then we see her riding around on a motorbike again, saying, "While the virus now apparently the antivirus went around the whole world instantly as soon as it was released, right? But they changed that again because right at the end she says." While the antivirus is still spreading, there's still work for me to do. There's like a voiceover, a bit, Mad Maxy kind of thing. And we see these big flying dragon things as well. I didn't mention there's dragons in the last two films as well, that have got wings the shape of the Umbrella Corporation logo. How about that?
Yeah.
So she says it'll take a few years for the antivirus to get around. While it's getting around, she's still helping people, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. Well, what's your thoughts on this one?
This is just a hot mess. Like, no, it's not even a hot mess. It's just a mess. Like, it just keeps falling apart. They keep changing the actual goals stated, and they keep changing all the conditions in the film.
Yeah, what
Like,
Alice was kept changing, and who the bad guy was.
She was a
kept
clone,
changing.
maybe. She was, and she was definitely a clone. Then she was. They
Super
somehow
Alice.
gave her all the memories of this kid, of this woman,
Yeah,
when
it
she was a
weird.
kid. So she has a childhood, and that fixes it. But yeah, it just keeps like spiraling out of control. And there's a countdown to when humanity gets wiped out.
To the minute, right? To the minute.
Yeah, no, to the second.
To the second,
It's like to I guess microsecond or nanosecond, whatever's the smaller, the next
Yeah,
smaller.
they keep talking about there's one last enclave, and Dr. Isaacs
Yeah.
has sent people to attack it or something. It's like,
Mm.
I don't. So how is releasing the antivirus stopping that? It's it doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. I think this is the weakest one of the lot, actually.
Yeah,
It had some fun stuff, but it was pretty weak. Yeah. So okay, so that's the 6 movies. What was your favourite?
probably the first one.
Yeah, the
Like-
first one's very solid. I also really like the third one, the Vegas one, the Mad Maxy one, which was Extinction. Quite like that. It kind of really started going downhill after that for me, though.
Yeah,
I think the fourth one was pretty poor. The fifth one lifted a bit once I understood what was going on. And then the sixth one was kind of fizzled. So, not a great series, right?
nah.
No, it didn't descend into Hellraiser levels of badness towards the end, but it kind of really. I mean, it was never great. There's not one of these that you can call a great film. I don't
No.
think. But yeah, it was okay. Right. Okay, I haven't got much more to say. I mean, Mila Jovovich, she's a pretty good action heroine.
Yeah, she's
and-
pretty good. It's kind of a shame that it comes across as like Paul W.S. Anderson trying to give his like girlfriend and then wife a superhero role in an otherwise not very superhero-y film. Series.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool that it was mainly female with the
Yeah, that was pretty
protagonist. Because we had Jill Valentine and Claire Enfield, didn't we?
Yeah.
As well as Alice. So that was, and Michelle Rodriguez's character too.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. It wasn't just a jobs for the boys kind of thing. The women had quite a lot of agency in this.
Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of cool.
And
But
they
the outfits
survived a
they had
lot
to wear,
more
though.
than- yeah, in the games there are reasons for those, like, but yeah, they're like about as tenuous as like any other. So like, Jill Valentine's like weird pencil dress. I don't know
Yeah.
how else to describe it. Yeah, that's because she literally got caught in the middle of a zombie apocalypse while under house arrest. Just like, so she was just sort of chilling, and then
Okay.
the zombie apocalypse happened. And her later like catsuit thing, that's done up until she like pulls it open to show that she is under mind control. So-
They don't do that in the films.
No, they
do
just
She
leave it, have it
just
open.
got a cleavage
so,
all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So not
So-
bad. Not bad overall, I'd say.
yeah.
All right, we'll pocket there. We'll maybe do some other film series sometimes. We'll see.
Yeah,
Okay.
We've certainly got the time on our hands.
We got a lot of time now. We also, I should have mentioned, we were talking about changing the format of the show somewhat. So we're going to be doing comfy chair episodes much more frequently, I think, and also doing episodes that explore entire TV shows. We kind of done that before, right? We've certainly done it before, but we're
Yeah.
going to kind of move more into that space. So I think we'll be doing less individual episodes about a specific film. We'll still be doing the Bond. We'll still be doing the Hammer, and we might, whatever new film series we pick up. But in terms of specific films, we're probably not going to be doing individual film episodes outside of our, specific series. But we will be doing comfy chairs, so we'll still be talking about films, but we'll be talking about a lot more as well. So that's the plan,
Yeah.
but we'll see how it goes. We got a lot of time on our hands as well, so yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay then, so goodbye from me.
Bye.